Hello to everyone. It's really a pleasure to be with you today. It's really a pleasure. I'm happy that Primatech has started its configuration journey. My name is Will Bielert. I'm CIO, Senior Vice President. I'm overlooking all the IT activities on a global basis. We are 1 billion plus companies being really active around the globe. We have, and I'm responsible for the IT infrastructure in all our plants. We have about 40 plants around the world. And I'm really happy to connect with you because we heard a lot of very good insights already in the first two presentations. So I'm sure everyone is working maybe with a different time slot and maybe with a different delay. Everyone has a problem being a deer, being a penguin. We have similar problems, so let's exchange. We're more than happy to exchange with you. And that's why I put this little element up. So that's being said, what is Primatech in a nutshell? You saw an introduction to Primatech system and automation. So Primatech giving life to products and services that help around the world. We have three topics. We feed the world, we protect the world, we improve the world, and we drive the change necessary to go this route in 5 business units. And what we're talking today about is Primatech Systems and Automation, which is the group which handles a lot of the creation of machines. And it's a group which is around 500 million Canadian dollars roughly at the moment revenue, being present on all continents with clients, with plants, with activities, with service. And it's a big internal growth story because, as Henrik said, the complexity, the internal complexity grows over time. And we started, PTSA has roughly about a 30 years history. We started as an internal startup from one industry. So we were in peat moss, in gardening, long time ago, to automate different processes from one industry to many industries. Today we are in different industries, peat moss, but also health industries, organic industries. We started from one product to really fill products into a bag to many products. Today we have a lot of different products which can automate completely production lines. We started in one country, basically in the province of Quebec in Canada, and from there around the world to Thailand, to Africa, to South America. We started from one company, and we have acquired in the last decades roughly about 50 plus companies, sometimes small companies, sometimes bigger companies, sometimes group of companies. So it's exactly what we heard before. So there's a lot of complexity because all these different partners around the world which joined the Primatech forces, they had their own approach for configuration. And we started from one standard business model. You buy a machine and you use the machine, now to more different one. You can rent a machine. We have different business models now. We have predictive maintenance offerings. So it's standard business model to many. And also, we started more from a traditional paper-driven approach decades back, more to a data-driven, AI-supported approach today. So you really see that over time, as the environment changes, but also through activities of your company, like in our case, a lot of elements are changing, which really makes it sometimes hard to oversee and to manage the configuration and to see that the data with new companies arriving, in this case in our environment, the complexity really changes and it's really difficult to manage all the different data to really take the full value. Now, as we heard it, you can analyze forever. And I really like Henrik saying, I think the answer to the question how to start is to start, right? There's always the way to go to an innovative topic, and there's always the way to start somewhere. So one topic is really important. You need to select the right building blocks by starting from a proven solution. You can call it a reference architecture. That's kind of the first step we found very helpful. And then next, identify missing foundations such as processes. As we have a long history, Primatech is more than, as we say, 100 years young. So often we did elements more by intuition. So it's time at one point to identify where are missing processes. Like in our case, on the next slide, I will show you the current architecture. I'm referring to, you identify elements which are missing. And for us, for example, we figured out we miss a solution to do really CLM, and that's why we've been working with Configit in the last couple of years. And then really develop in iterations to move forward. It's impossible to do it in a big bang, and that's maybe familiar to everyone. So we really need to think in iterations and then really start in a kind of crawl, walk, run approach. You will see some more concrete examples so that you show to the organization, we are moving, we got along. It's not easy, but we'll get it. And it's also not like we work five years towards a big bang. We show small iteration on a monthly basis. We report about the project. We integrate the different stakeholders to really make it happen. A lot of things sounds maybe familiar to you. At the end of the day, there's not a big revolution, but what we see very often, and my two colleagues who presented before also said it in a different way, it's time now to get moving because the complexity from the external world is even increasing. Now, that being said, I want to share with you what we've built as an internal reference architecture. And once again, most of it was mentioned. So you see here different products. And I really enjoyed the events I had in the past with Configit because I feel, and that's maybe a feeling you'll have after these 2 days, I feel that we are very much aligned with other companies and we go into the right direction. So in the middle now, it's really Configit's solution. And we use Teamcenter and the Oracle GE product as well as Salesforce. We are more or less using all the different modules from Salesforce, including CPQ, but also others. But then also, we figured out that in our environment, there was an opportunity to add different functionalities with other applications developed in-house, which are also commercially available. One is, we are really proud of, is a 3D visualization engine, which helps us to create a graphical interface to the user, really in a high quality, more like gaming experience, to really create a machine and create equipment and to understand how does it look like, how does it feel, and to discuss it. As we heard before, I totally agree, a natural language or easy interfaces are the future. So if I'm planning something, if I plan, let's say, a site with a packaging line to automate certain elements, it's very, very interesting for me to really see it and to see it in a simulated fashion, which I can consume and where I can give a feedback to create the solution, to create, at the end of the day, the configuration which is behind it, which really fits myself. And then also, we have developed an MES solution called RiseLine, as well as an advanced planning system. And now the current effort we are doing it, our current proceeding is to bring this all in place in a kind of crawl, walk, run approach, working closely with Configit and other partners to lift ourselves to really use the full functionality and to realize the values Johan was talking about, reducing the cycle to make offers, and then really having a customer unique selling proposition, for example, by creating a 3D image, which really is very similar to the machine, which will come in reality to convince our clients. Now, that's being said, so the challenge is really for us a kind of complex growth. You remember the different axes I explained to you. So we came from one country, we came to many countries, from one piece of equipment to many pieces of equipment. Now, what we expect with Configit, and that's what we're working on with the Configit team, is really to reduce complexity and to define our standards, while at the same time being flexible, being agile, in conclusion, being a flexible, easy to deal with company, so to have really a customer approach, a customer center, by at the same time allowing ourselves to be faster and to use more standards, but in a way to have more a collaboration with our clients so that we can really bring value to our clients on one end, but really use the right components. And the objectives at the end is really to increase efficiency through better configuration but also to create a common language within our network of companies, if I may say so, to define standards while at the same time increasing value to the client. So it's an approach, on the one hand, increasing efficiency and getting to the value we heard today, but also Premier Tech is all about creating value for our clients to really at the same time making it easier for us to talk to each other, including with the clients, and really having more options. This is standard, this is not standard, by also increasing value to our clients, who are mostly businesses who try to manage their own operational efficiency as well. Now, what's the strategic goals with Configit? So first is really to enhance the business model flexibility to meet market demands. And we heard a lot about it today. I totally agree. There's more compliance. There's different rules of clients to be more sustainable. There's sanctions around the world which you need to take care of. There's a lot of elements which we need to take into account, and we would like to really have a good understanding. What are the rules? What are the restrictions? We need to understand to come up with a proper solution for our clients. And then secondly, really, for sure, Premier Tech was always about creating more value and then transforming this value into increased sales. And it's really two elements: cost reductions, to really have more a guideline. What shall we deliver? What are the right components? And secondly, it's all about speed. So really bring to a client who has a business case a good solution which starts to create value with improved speed through all of our processes. We have a lot of companies around the world, a lot of knowledge around the world, and it's very, very tough to share sometimes the knowledge. Imagine we have a client maybe in Thailand, another client is in Mexico, and sometimes it's not easy to have a knowledge base really ready to share the solution space we already created. So we see also Configit as a way for us to store our knowledge, to really have to really decrease the rework, to transfer the knowledge, to transfer the solution space we have in an efficient manner, to really create the products which are suitable in the best way to the customer needs. And then the last topic, as I explained before, we have built on top of the geometric configuration of our machines is a 3D layout service. So we can really, in a virtual way, engage with the client to show the client this is, in a 3D simulation, the way your machine will work, and this is the way we will show it to you, and you can zoom in, you can discuss it, with your workforce. Are the distances correct? What's about certain elements for cleaning? You can really see the machine and get an understanding that you know the machine already before you really have installed it. So that's really essential for us. And then, as you can imagine, we were looking a lot what is the right solution. And I mean, at one point in time, you may have either decided already for Configit, or you're currently in the searching stage for a solution. So for us, it was really important, on the one hand, to have an independent, proven solution which is mature, but also one which exists, and where we know customers who have done the integration into a landscape which is similar. So as we are really using Salesforce for a lot of our customer interaction, it was really important for us to look for a solution which is really integrated in our ecosystem, and that is at the moment Salesforce. So as we are not very mature, we are very mature in terms of the product, but in configuration, we are not very mature. So we're looking also for a partner who can help us increasing the maturity. And what we've done is we created kind of a crawl, walk, run approach. So what we did is the crawl phase we just passed. We took a one product innovation. So in September, we will really launch a very innovative product. I cannot tell you what, but it's very innovative for us. And when we started to install the stick you saw for this product only, to have kind of I wouldn't call it proof of concept, but to have a working solutions which takes into account all the different connections you saw. The next topic is kind of a walk topic. We'll take one product line where we have a specific need, where we have a lot of people who will retire shortly, a lot of knowledge potentially is lost, and we'll take this product line into Configit, so that we have really an understanding. We can report the internal value we can create with Configit, and we create kind of a movement to really move on. And then the last phase will be the run phase to have really a global rollout. So right now, we at Primatech, we have, as I said, we are segmented into different business groups, different activities. So from the IT perspective, we're setting up, just to give you some concrete ideas, about 7 people from project management, enterprise architecture, infrastructure, and then Salesforce. We have in our group, we have a company in Virago who's really specialized on a very high quality look and feel user interface. And they really designed all the front end for this first innovation. And then the group you now know, PTSA, Primatech System Automation, they provided all the knowledge, the backend configuration, the architecture, and all the other elements needed. And then we had, more or less on a continuous basis, 2 people from Configit helping us to set it up. So that's in a nutshell what we are. So once again, key message, if you are recognizing that the maturity is relatively low, which I think is the case with a lot of companies around the world, that's nothing uncommon. But then really start, select maybe a product line or a product which is maybe new, so that you can really show an internal nucleus, and you can really do this as quick as you can. And I'm pretty sure that's where we are right now, that once it's more within your company, once this is more something which is common, and this is more something which is more understood, then this will create a movement. And that's where we are right now. Now, that being said, and thanks for Johan to announce it, I together with 2 colleagues, we wrote a book about secrets of AI value creation. And the idea is, very often we mix AI with magic, with all the restrictions we have. So this is a book about how you can create concrete value with AI technology. So it's to help readers to really make it happen. And because very often basic elements are just forgotten. So you can have a nice technology, but if you don't have a proper project management, for example, to run a project, you will fail. So, and we hear a lot of AI, and I put here some elements where I see where AI can really help in the area of product configuration. And I think they are all relevant. We heard a lot about it. There's a lot of commercial impact, like dynamic pricing, for example, is an option. But the way I see, and Henrik presented it as well, I totally agree, is AI will help us to discover other forms of configurations. Humans are not very good in, let's say, seeing what's possible in a nonlinear configuration world. So AI will help us in the form Henrik described to really discover new elements and to be quicker and to have a good friend, but then hopefully a friend who takes as a basis a configured solution, for example, to really have something with a natural language interaction, but which is really the truth. So I thank you very much for this very nice opportunity to be here with you today, and I'm happy to hand it over back.